welcome to episode 2 of the hashtag Why Is This News podcast. On the first episode, we talked about the Iggy Azalea and Bad Baby situation. We also talked about 6ix9ine and him firing his management team. Now, we did not get to talk about his most recent arrest and everything that holds into that, but I actually have a whole entire video that will be dropping next week on that. So I'm going to leave that for that video for you guys to watch that and have you guys get my thoughts on 6ix9ine possibly going to jail for life, because that's tough. That is very tough. And we also talked about Meek Mill and JID's new projects. JID's new project, the day I'm recording this, it comes out, I believe, 2 days from now. And then Meek Mill's comes out on November 30th, which is next week. Unfortunately, I will not be able to review either of those albums because I'll be back at school and I won't have time to be able to do it. But hopefully when I get back for Christmas break, maybe I can give like my thoughts on it, on both albums after I get back from for the Christmas holidays and stuff like that. But today I wanted to talk about and finalize this Joyner Lucas and Tory Lanez back and forth beef. This has been a big thing that's going on my channel, specifically with the reactions I've done to them. I've given some of my thoughts on it, but I haven't given my real afterthoughts. There is still the possibility of Tory Lanez putting out another track, and I will get into why that may be possible later on in this podcast show. But first off, I want to talk about this timeline between Joyner Lucas and Tory Lanez. So, as I said in the first video with Tory Lanez, and when he put out the song "Lucky You," Tory Lanez was on Instagram Live, and he was talking big about himself, saying he is the best rapper, no one can fuck with him, and a fan asked him about Joyner Lucas, and Tory Lanez proceeded to respond saying, the Joyner kid is nice, but he can't fuck with me. Now, that seemed to have struck a nerve in Joyner Lucas. He responded on Instagram, and he put out a post saying, so you think you're all that? I'm paraphrasing, but you think you're all that? Well, you go in the booth, you go put a track together, you put out the best bars, and I'll rap over the same beat and put out the best bars myself, and we'll see, we'll let the fans decide who's the better rapper. Not even 8 hours later, Tory Lanez took Joyner Lucas up on that offer and put out the song "Lucky You." Now, when I reacted to "Lucky You," I was very, very surprised by how fast Tory Lanez could rap. I did not know he had that, at least in his arsenal, to do it. Not saying that his bars were top tier bars, but him having that in his arsenal is not easy to do, to rap fast and actually say some words, because some people rap fast and you don't even know what the hell they're saying. Tory Lanez was rapping fast, but I understood every single word that he said, which is a very good plus for him. Now, this wasn't any jabs at Joyner Lucas at all. This was him displaying his lyrical ability to the world and to Joyner Lucas, like, hey, I'm like that. I can rap like that. Well, after this song came out, everyone said, oh, well, Joyner Lucas has to respond. He has to respond. I even said it in my title that Joyner needed to respond to this because it's a rap battle, but I didn't think from the beginning that it would turn into a diss battle. So, well, rap battle and diss battle are kind of the same thing, but like what I mean by rap battle, I mean that they're both just displaying their lyrical ability, not taking jabs at each other. Well, Joyner Lucas obviously had other plans, and he actually went out of his way to diss Tory Lanez. And with that diss song, it was very, very good. It wasn't the greatest diss in the world, in my opinion, because he brought up a lot of stuff, in my opinion, that was already well known throughout all of hip-hop. If you pay attention to hip-hop and pay attention to Tory Lanez's career, everyone knows these things about the whole Drake situation and the Travis Scott situation and stuff like that. Joyner Lucas reiterated that a lot in the Liddy freestyle. But fans, it seemed like Joyner Lucas fans were very up on the diss. They said that Tory Lanez was finished. Tory Lanez had no chance. They said Tory Lanez should back off. He shouldn't even respond. Well, Tory Lanez, not even 10 to 15 hours later, he dropped the Liddy Again freestyle. And that Liddy Again freestyle, my goodness, that was over the top. Like, that was over the top. Even after listening afterwards, it was actually even better listening to it afterwards than it was with my original reaction. He had so many clever bars and so many clever punchlines that were at Joyner Lucas that it just had you sitting there like, wow. Like, I did not know Tory Lanez. I always knew Tory Lanez. I've been listening to Tory Lanez for about 4 or 5 years now. I always knew he could rap. What blew him up was his R&B singing and stuff like that. But I found out about Tory Lanez through the rapping side. That's what made me a fan of Tory Lanez, is because of his rapping. So when you went to the singing route, I wasn't a fan of it at first, but it eventually grew on me. And now that he's back to rapping again, people for some reason are shocked by it. But the only thing I honestly was shocked by was the fact that the amount of flows that Tory Lanez displayed is something that I had never really heard from him before. He always had like one common, maybe two common flows he would go with when he was rapping back in the day. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. It wasn't like the greatest in the world. I didn't think he had, like I said, I did not think he had all of this in him at all. But when he put out that diss song, it blew me out of the water. I was like, okay, it looks like Tory Lanez is in the lead. But I expected Joyner Lucas to make another track. And he did. And he put out the ZZ freestyle. Now the ZZ freestyle, I listened to it once. And I honestly felt underwhelmed. I was not that big of a fan of it. He did say he had a lot of things that he said that I had to check and see if they were 100% true. And some of the things that he said was true, but there were other parts that he said in the song where they were fabricated and were taken out of proportion and were not 100% truthful statements. And to me, that's when you start losing a battle, is when you start fabricating and making up stuff to try and buffer your diss song to make it seem like it is better than what it actually is. And I'm a fan of Joyner Lucas. I really am a fan of Joyner Lucas. I'm anticipating his new album whenever it comes out. I forget when the date is of when it comes out. If it comes out around Christmas time, then I'll probably be able to do an album review to it. But that to me was the kicker to me, is the fact that this song was not 100% like facts. And I always appreciate a song that's 100% facts. You can make a diss song like if he would have done the Liddy freestyle again, but like say some stuff like that, but it be all facts and factual, I would say it's a lot closer than it is right now between Tory Lanez and Joyner Lucas. But to me, when Joyner Lucas put out that ZZ freestyle, it honestly hurt him. In my opinion, him putting out that freestyle actually hurt him in this race. So, yeah, I honestly don't think Tory Lanez should have to respond again. But I saw him on Instagram Live, and he was on live with Academics. Now, a lot of people feel some type of way about DJ Academics. They think I don't know what the issue is with DJ Academics. I like the dude. To me, he's very informative on talking about stuff. He's not necessarily like, I would say, like a guy I'd want to hang out with after, like, if we're not talking about hip hop or something like that. I'm not saying that, but he's a very informative person. He gives out information that most people and most blogs don't get, and it's very helpful. And that's the reason why I follow him, because he gives out a lot of the major hip hop news that's going on in the world today. And he was on Instagram Live with Tory Lanez today. I believe it was today or yesterday. I cannot remember when. And Academics told Tory Lanez that he should probably respond and go on the ZZ beat and diss Joyner Lucas that way and end it and close it, because he believes that round one was the Liddy verse from Joyner Lucas and Tory Lanez's response with Liddy again, and he thinks that round two is the beginning of ZZ freestyle by Joyner Lucas, and Tory Lanez should go on the ZZ beat and freestyle on that as well. Well, I'm not sure, after listening to Joyner Lucas's version, I'm not sure if the ZZ beat is the best beat to try and diss someone on, because the nature of the beat is like a happy going beat. It's a turn up beat. It's not really a beat that you want to be really dissing anyone on, honestly. I think that beat isn't made for that. You can make a freestyle and just have bars on it and stuff like that. Now, I believe Joyner Lucas said on his live that he honestly was supposed to just do the ZZ freestyle and write his own bars to it and everything else. And now that the Tory Lanez situation came up, he decided to go ahead and do it right then and there. And I honestly think that was a mistake. I honestly think he should have chose a different beat, and maybe it would have went better for him as a diss song overall. So with that being said, Tory Lanez, I just don't think anyone should really diss someone on that kind of beat, because that beat is more of a happy going, and it's just not, it doesn't like strike any fear or anything like that in an artist when you're going off a beat like that, like a Caribbean kind of style beat. But we'll see if Tory Lanez decides to put out this track. But he also could be putting out another track towards another artist, another diss song towards another artist. And again, this has to do with DJ Academics provoking him. And DJ Academics is a real instigator, man. He really wants to instigate some shit. But for the past few days now, he's been wanting Tory Lanez to try at Pusha T, because everyone knows Pusha T, he won the battle between him and Drake. Pusha T putting out the information about Drake's son. That ruined his Adidas press run, as he said in the song. It wasn't a good look for Drake after this song came out, and he's been after Kanye's behind, because he believes he's the one who told Pusha T all information that he got in order to diss him in the story of Adobe. And honestly, I mean, Pusha T came out and said that he didn't get the information from Kanye West. He actually got the information from his own producer, which is I forget his name. OVO 40. He said he got the information from him, actually. And I found that very interesting. I'm like, okay, who is lying here? Someone's got to be lying. Either Drake's lying or Pusha T's lying. Like someone is lying in this situation. Will we ever find out? I don't know. Stuff does tend to come out eventually, so we may get an answer to this. I don't know. I wouldn't say soon, but we just may get an answer to it down the road. But Tory Lanez, DJ Academics wants Tory Lanez and Pusha T to go at it. Now, Tory Lanez has been on Instagram for the past few days now, calling Pusha T out. And we have not gotten a response from Pusha T at all. Pusha T is too busy dealing with Drake stans trying to come up and whoop his ass on stage while he's in Toronto. and shit like that. He's got other issues to deal with right now. First, he got to deal with his safety first before he tries to go get in the booth and try and go at somebody. But if Pusha T and Tory Lanez were to go at it, I honestly believe Pusha T would win this battle. But I don't think it would be by a margin that most people believe, because Tory Lanez, it seems like he has been waiting for a while, because as he says, he's been waiting for people to try him and rap battles and stuff like that, and diss battles, to show off that, hey, I'm not just this R&B singer, I can also rap too. And I think that's what Tory Lanez's ultimate goal here is. And I feel like he's being very calculated with that. So with Pusha T not saying anything, he may be calculated as well as not saying anything at all, not responding to it, because he knows that Tory Lanez may know something about him that could possibly get him beat in this battle. And if Tory Lanez were to beat Pusha T, that might take Tory Lanez to a whole nother level as an artist overall. If he was able to beat Pusha T, the guy that Drake couldn't beat, but Tory Lanez was able to beat him. And we all know the history of Drake and Tory Lanez, where they were recently beefing a couple years ago. They did finally make up last year. They took a picture together and everything was cool. Everything else, he talked about it in his Memories Don't Die album as well. But I honestly think if there's no other information, there's no other speculation or information and stuff like that, I honestly, if we're just thinking about it just without us knowing anything at all, I honestly think Pusha T would win it, because I believe he's, even as clever as Tory Lanez is with his bars, I think Pusha T is even more clever. I've been listening, like I said, I've been listening to Pusha T for a very, very long time as well. I believe since the Wrath of Crane album came out, that's where I got introduced into. The Mercy song is also when I got introduced to I think it's the Mercy song actually that introduced me into Pusha T first, with Kanye West, Big Sean, and 2 Chainz, and all those big names and stuff like that. That was my introduction into Pusha T. And I don't know. It's a very, 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 very interesting battle that would take place between those two. I don't think that Pusha T would win in a landslide, but I think Pusha T would most definitely win that battle. Let's see, what other topics could we talk about here today? You know what, fuck it. I am going to talk about 6ix9ine and his arrest, because honestly, there's nothing else really honestly interesting that has come out in the news more recently. It's been a very slow hip-hop news day after the Joyner Lucas and Tory Lanez stuff. It really hasn't been anything other than the 6ix9ine situation. But you guys will also see me touch about it in the video that I have coming out next week. 6ix9ine, he was arrested this past Saturday. Not today's Saturday when I'm recording this, but last Saturday he was Sunday. Excuse me. Well, we'll get into why he was technically arrested on Saturday, but he was, according to the public, he was arrested on Sunday. But he was arrested on Sunday. He was brought in for multiple racketeering charges, and he's been in jail for a week or so, and then reports just came out, I believe like 2 or 3 days ago, that he got moved to another prison institution where they work out possible, I guess the word is bribes or something like that, in order, like incentives to possibly get 6ix9ine to possibly snitch about his other people, about the other people that he is with, and possibly arrest other possible suspects in the multiple situations that the cops are investigating. And people believe that 6ix9ine honestly would snitch in order for his safety, in order for him to possibly maybe get out of jail earlier than any of the other people that are involved in the situation. Now, as far as my thoughts on the rest, I honestly believe it was only a matter of time. It It was only a matter of time before 6ix9ine got arrested. The amount of things he does on Instagram, from the stuff he had with Tato, the video that just came out where he said he had a 30-pack or something like that. Where like we talking 30-pack like a gun? Like, is that what we're talking about? That's what I'm assuming. That's what I think he's talking about. He's saying he's got a 30-pack for him. And the thing is that 6ix9ine did so stupidly. This was all in front of TMZ paparazzi. This was all in front of them. Apparently this footage was never released. I guess maybe 6ix9ine and his team told him not to release the video. But now that they're pretty much, all of his team is in jail, TMZ has decided to release this video now, and it does not look good for 6ix9ine's sake in the situation. Him with all these different threats and stuff like that. It's not good for 6ix9ine. It's not looking good. I believe he's facing anywhere from 25 years to life. And if that happens, man, he's gonna be just like how TK is, because TK is in. I believe I don't know if the hearing is really fully gone through yet for him when he murdered. I forget who the boy was, but he could end up being the next TK, where he's in jail, and he's in jail for a long time, and that would be the end of his rap career. His album, I'm assuming it was supposed to come out yesterday. Actually, it was supposed to come out yesterday. Dummy Boy. I was not going to do an album review to it because I honestly just did not care. I don't care to listen to 6ix9ine's music. The only thing that I find somewhat entertaining is his antics on Instagram, but at the same time, those antics are the reason why this man is locked up now. It's the reason why he is in the situation that he's in, and that's tough. I mean, that's tough. I mean, I don't know if his other people that he was with are going to snitch as well, to possibly have some sort of leeway to possibly get their sentence taken down and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. It's a very interesting dilemma that they are all in, and yeah, the Dummy Boy album, I believe it had Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, Gunna, the other big name artists. He had a lot of big names. Tory Lanez, Tory Lanez was supposed to be on. That's the only song I kind of like. He played a snippet of that song. I saw it looming all over Instagram. Like, I could not avoid it, and it sounded pretty good. It sounded pretty good. Tory Lanez sounded pretty good. It sounded like a Korean, purport not Korean, but like a Caribbean type vibe of a beat, and I mean, it could be a hit for him. I mean, he could have some big time hits come out while he's in jail, and that would be tough for him because he would not get any of that money. Honestly, all that money would go to either his family or loved ones and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I would think that's probably where it would go for all that money that would be coming in. But yeah, I think that is going to do it for this podcast, episode 2 of the hashtag Why Is This News podcast. I most likely will not be back on the podcast until the Christmas break comes. But this is episode 2. This should be going up the next day. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary on it. More podcasts to come in the future. You guys make sure to leave a like on this podcast. Follow me on Twitter at 10Skyler. That's what I'm going to be most active on while I am, I guess away for a little bit from YouTube once I go back to school after this Thanksgiving break. Or in Instagram as well at the Sky's Limit TV. Those are the 2 you should follow the most for sure. Yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in into the podcast, and peace.